So we continue talking about the ISTP personality types. They're also sometimes called the thinkers. Yeah, the ISTP personality type, the introverted sensing, thinking, and perceiving. So they are optimistic and energetic. They rarely get stressed out and prefer to go with the flow. Then they are creative and practical. They are imaginative when it comes to practical things. Then their dominant cognitive function is the introverted thinking. Hope you can remember we said the dominant cognitive function is that function in your mind that has the highest priority to receive and respond to information from your environment. That is the main function that your personality type puts into use in reacting or receiving and reacting to any information from your environment. That is called the dominant cognitive function. So their dominant cognitive function is the introverted thinking. This means they process information internally. They require personal space. There are people, they receive information. They are called the ISTP. So the I is the introverted, then the S is the sensing. Sensing here means they obtain information from their immediate environment, mainly using their senses. So when they are primary or dominant cognitive function, we also call it primary cognitive function, or the dominant cognitive function. That is the function in your brain that has the highest priority to receive and respond to information. Now, when the ISTP receiving their information from the sensing type, from their senses, what they see or what they hear or what they touch or what they smell. Then we say their dominant cognitive function is introverted thinking. We say that thinkers are people who like to be, we have thinkers and we have feelers. We have feelers or thinkers. So thinkers are the people who like using logics and facts. Yeah, they don't use, feelers use ideas and maybe emotions. The feelers use emotions, but the thinkers use logic and facts. So when their primary cognitive function is introverted thinking, which means they'll be using their intuition or their instincts to manufacture or process the information or the facts from their immediate environment. Yeah, that is why their dominant cognitive function is introverted thinking. Then their auxiliary cognitive function is extroverted sensing. The extroverted sensing here means the auxiliary, first of all, the auxiliary cognitive function is like the assistant, the deputy. Is the deputy of the dominant cognitive function. The dominant cognitive function dominates. Then the auxiliary is like the assistant. So it's not very dominant in you, but it assists the primary cognitive function. So their auxiliary cognitive function is extroverted sensing, which means they live in the moment. Yeah, they tend to be spontaneous and impulsive, and they thrive in novelty experiences. Yeah, they are the people who live now. What they see or what they hear or what they touch or what they smell. That is the auxiliary cognitive function is extraverted sensing. Then their tertiary cognitive function, the tertiary cognitive function is that function in you that is almost dormant. Yeah, in case you are, maybe it can activate when you are unhealthy. And yesterday we understood that when in the Myers-Briggs type indicator, when we talk about an unhealthy personality, it does not mean the literal unhealthy that we have, the physical unhealthy. No, it means the stressed personality of this type. So when I say an unhealthy ISTP, I don't mean the ISTP sick. I'm just saying it's a stress. When it's stressed, that is when this tertiary cognitive functions will be activated, mostly when you are unhealthy. So their tertiary cognitive function is the introverted intuition. You remember when we were talking about the INFJ, their primary dominant cognitive function was the introverted intuition. Now in the case of the ISTP here, the introverted intuition is their tertiary cognitive function. Then we have the tertiary cognitive function is their introverted intuition. This means they find patterns in information and trust their instincts. Then their inferior cognitive function is that is their weakest function, is the extroverted feeling. Means they find it challenging to create and maintain an emotional connection with others. Yeah, then they are also, the ISTPs are people who are adventurous, they are cool-headed, they are goal-oriented, they are logical, they are positive, they are practical, and they are spontaneous. So at that point, we are going to end there with the ISTP personality type. In our next video, this is the third video, and this is the end. We are now going to talk about the dark side of ISTP. Otherwise, we have 3 videos, the ISTP1, ISTP2, and ISTP3, all talking about the characteristics of this personality type. Otherwise, one from West Africa, and I don't think of any now. My mind is not settled, so I don't